Well, good evening. I'm a moment or two early, which is mostly to make up for having been late the last couple of times due to technical difficulties. So, hi, I'm Leslie with LuvINK&Paper, and we'll give everybody just a minute or so to get the notification that I'm here and that we're ready and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I have had some technical difficulties. I think I have to go to our self-service provider tomorrow and say, okay, this didn't used to be a problem, and now it is a problem, but only since my husband got a new phone. So when you were hooking his phone up, did something weird in the settings happen or something? Because yeah, my hotspot is no longer working with my tablet, but my tablet found his hotspot just fine. So not really sure what's going on there. Anyway, all right, we're still a minute or so early. So we have been having some very dry weather. We have not had rain. I think the weatherman said it was more than like 26 days or something like that. A couple of sort of near misses, and somebody said, oh, down over at the coast they got a bunch of rain. I said, well, it didn't make it all the way over here to our side of the state. So anyway, how are we doing? There we go. It's 7 o'clock. So I'm Leslie with LuvINK&Paper, and we're going to play with some pieces of the Ness of Winter suite. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and a really exciting thing that's coming is that the October Paper Pumpkin kit is going to coordinate really nicely with this suite. The kit is called Nests of Christmas, and it should be really awesome. So anyway, this is, these are some of the samples that people have made. They are showing you that you could die cut some of the images. The twine, the gems are all really, really nice. A couple of my favorite pieces of this suite, though, is the stamp and die bundle, as well as, so here's the stamp set up close and personal. Then you can tell by the different color behind these stamps in the artwork that these have coordinating dies. Okay, you can see them. And then they also have this really cool background die, which I'm not using tonight. The other piece I love is this gorgeous, gorgeous birchwood embossing folder. It's a really, really big. It's just beautiful. And I'm going to show you kind of a cool trick with it. And then the paper. The paper is fabulous, and I was able to just very easily, I believe this is what, nope, maybe it was this one. Very easily fussy cut out an image from these beautiful birds. So not hard at all. Okay, so let's get on with that. Another little tidbit of information was that Stampin' Up! Did a refresh of the clearance rack. There was, I don't know if they're still available, vanilla envelopes, lots of designer series paper, some punches and dies and things. So if you were missing anything, or you wish you had gotten, there's even some of the colors from the retired, the previous in colors that were just retired in May, April. There's some pieces there. So you may be able to find something that you were looking for if you pop into the clearance rack and check it out. Okay, so let's start with this card, and then I'll show you how I did this background. So I've just got a standard base. Let me give it a good crease because it's trying to pop up. Now, that was a little mark, and it was probably a little extra dye that dripped or whatever. It doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up. Okay, so then here's my basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's just that I did with the with that birchwood folder. Okay, and then I'll show you how I got that coloring on there. It's pretty fun. All right, so let's add this to the card front. Okay. So over the weekend, actually Sunday morning, I went to Camp Dakota, and we have figured out that I have been doing Women's Weekend for, we think, 11 or 12 years, because I remember at least 1 year and maybe 2 using my previous car, and I've had my car for 10 years, so I know that it's been longer than that. All right, so let's add our birds, and I'm going to add them with dimensionals. Anyway, I mentioned that because it was a lot of fun. The women love making cards, and we had a really good time. So I'm going to need a few minis, it looks like. So we're going to grab a couple of minis and come out here. Okay, one down in this tail and one right here. Okay, and then we'll do our little chickadee. Chickadees are one of my favorite birds. They're just so cute and kind of happy. They just kind of flit around and they have a happy song, and I really like chickadees. And they don't fly away, and when it gets cold and dreary, they stick around and keep you company. So anyway, I like chickadees. I know I don't really need another one, but I kind of want one right there. All right, so let's get these all off. And I think what I'm going to do is, before I take those off, I think I want Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal up here. There are other birds that I really like and that stick around in where I live all winter long. I tend not to feed the birds because we have cats, and so it feels kind of bad to feed the birds and go, yeah, here, come on and have a free meal. Oh, by the way, we have cats that are going to try and eat you. So that doesn't feel very good to do. So I don't feed the birds. Except for the hummingbirds in the summertime. I do feed them. In fact, it's time to take those. I've got 2 feeders that really need to come down and get scrubbed out and stored for the winter. All right, so we'll put those there. I asked my husband when he was here for dinner, I said, does it look weird that the branches go off into nothing? He goes, no, they could be coming off that tree. Not that those kind of branches would be coming off that kind of bark, but it's okay. It looks fine. I said, okay, hon. Thank goodness that I have him, right? So then I went to an old paper pumpkin kit that I had out, and I grabbed this greeting. This was from, I think they were last year's Christmas kits. This was the one from that went with the houses. I think the house boxes or something. And there's a warm wishes from our home to yours. And I thought that was a nice greeting, so I thought we'd do that. So I'm just going to stamp that in some early espresso ink. And I think I'm going to go up. Okay. And then I can always grab my trimmer, which is not too far. Or I can just hand trim it. Let's see how I do with the hand trimming. I think I won't, though. I will hand trim the angles, but not there. But not the straight part, because that's going to be going against something else, and I don't want it to look weird. All right, so let me grab my trimmer. It's right here. And we'll move that out of the way. And we'll just sneak a little bit of that off. I think. Let me try something here. Okay, that's pretty good. I was trying not to have it pull and move this and go crooked, because that's just frustrating. All right. I think we'll do that. So we'll grab my seal. Put a little adhesive here along the bottom. There we go, like that. Then we'll just trim that and trim that. And tuck that right This is why you need to be careful with your dimensionals, because you could end up stuck. Like, I can't quite get where I want to be. So I may end up, I'm going to end up covering some of that leaf, and that's okay. So we'll put some balance there, and a little bit, hang on, then we'll put a little adhesive up here. Okay. There. Okay. So there's that. So let's talk about how did I get this background. Okay, so let me bring in some scrap paper and not early espresso. That would be bad. That would be much too dark. Okay, here's my embossed piece. And I just grabbed my gray granite pad. I like gray granite because next to certain things, it almost looks brown. Okay, because some of these birds had brown, it almost picks up a brownish tone to it. Okay, it looks a lot like Mama Cardinal and the belly on the chickadee, okay? But if you want it to look more gray, put it next to black or something and it'll look gray. So I'm going to take my pad, open it and lock it, and then just very gently, I am just hardly touching, okay? And just dragging this along. Oops, that one got a little dark. That's okay. All right, so you're just going to drag very lightly and give yourself a little bit of color. I'm having trouble getting this one corner the way I want it. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. So that's how I did that. And that's a very fun technique. I think I'm going to put this near... Oh, I think I'm just showing you that because the other card that I want doesn't need it. But I'll be able to cover that pretty easily. So the other card that I wanted to show you uses a different piece of paper. I didn't cut anything out. I'm using it just as is. So this piece of paper is one of those where it has this print on the top and the bottom. And so I just cut it in half. Well, actually, I cut it at 5.5, and then I cut 1/4 inch off the bottom because I wanted to make sure I had about the same amount, top and bottom. Okay, so this is a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of early espresso. So we're going to just grab a bone folder and give it a good crease here. Okay. And then we're going to add this piece just as the background. So pretty. There it is. Those seals, they run away. All right. Anyway, so Women's Weekend is this great, I got sidetracked. This great weekend that's held at Camp Dakota in Richmond, New Hampshire. And it's lots of fun, and it's all about empowering and helping women try things that are really outside their comfort zone a little bit, like the high ropes course or the zip line or different things like that. Also about, you know, doing different activities and stuff. And you know what? Do I want that big? I think I'm going to grab a different stamp from that. I was going to do sending thanks and much love. However, that feels like it's going to cover too much. So I have a little deckled rectangle that I think, yep, thinking of you always will fit on. And the block is a little dirty, but it's better now. Okay. And we'll go with the early espresso. Okay. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. You can look it up on the Cheshire County YMCA page and check it out. You might decide you want to come sometime. Anyway, so I just went for Sunday morning and this year, and we had a great time. People loved the opportunity to buy some of my cards and some of the kits that I had available, and it was just fun. All right, so I'm going to just take the gray granite and just lightly go around this deckled rectangle just to give it a little bit of dimension and definition so that when I put it on here, it doesn't get lost, okay? I could even put it down here. I might do that. Then it won't crowd my birds. All right, let me pop up here and see if anybody said hello. A few of you have said hello. So hello to those of you that are here hanging with me tonight. I'm glad you are. And if you're somebody that's later on watching replay or catching it on YouTube, well, welcome to YouTube. I'm always glad to have my crafting friends join me whenever it works for them. There we go. All right. So we'll grab a couple of dimensional. Actually, we'll grab some of this nice long edge piece, I think. And put some of that here, like that. Okay. There we go. Then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, and we're just going to shimmer up some of these birds here. Maybe there's some snowflakes on their feathers or whatever. Okay. So we'll just give them a little bit of shimmer and shine. There. Okay. And then I think we'll grab some of these iridescent gems. No, what are they called? Yeah, iridescent foil gems. I was right. And we'll highlight some of these snowflakes. All right. So we'll put one down here. And maybe a couple up over here. I should have gone the other way, but that's okay. So we'll put one here, and then we'll put another one up here, like that. And since I want to do odd numbers, I think I'm going to do two more. I'm going to do one more big one, right, there, that's good. And one more small one over here. There, I like that. Might be a lot, but I don't mind that tonight. All right, so there's that. So, yeah, I didn't add any gems to this one or Wink of Stella. Shall we shimmer up our little chickadee? Let's give you a little bit of shimmer here. Okay, or maybe the berries. Okay. And Papa Cardinal gets to be a little shiny as well. There we go. There. Okay. So there's our cards for tonight. So this suite is pretty fabulous, honestly. And that the designer, even if you just got maybe the designer series paper, I think you'll be able to stretch your October paper pumpkin kit really far. Having some of the extra paper and perhaps some coordinating colors of cardstock. So just maybe check it out. All right, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you again. Thanks, Mel. I'm glad you like them. So I will see you again next week on October 1st. How is it already going to be October? Holy smokes. Anyway, see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.